All right, folks, this video is a overview of some very, very useful and fun tools that you can use to collaborate. Now, it's especially useful online, but this same stuff would be fine if you have an offline, just a regular class, and you have a group project, collaborative project. Lots of great stuff here. So I'm going to start with Evernote, and then I'm going to show you Google Docs, and then we'll wrap up with something called Etherpad. Evernote is one of those things that once you see this, you're never going to want to go back to your old way of taking notes ever again. Basically, it's a way to take notes. You can take notes from websites or just type in notes from your classes. It works with pretty much any type of file. So I'll just open it up here, and you can see how this works. I've got my notebooks here that I can create. So you might want to create a notebook for all your different classes. See here, I'm a professor, obviously, so most of my stuff has to do with my research. So here's some notes I took from a book called Alone Together. I got the different chapters here I took notes from, and I made notes of the pages. Now, what's cool about this, there's many things that's cool about doing this. For one, it really makes it easy to search through my notes. So if I know that I'm writing a paper about rhetoric, for example, I can type in rhetoric, and it's going to search through my notes and find everything that has something to do with rhetoric. That's very nice if you're writing a paper and you want to drop in some quotations. You'll have everything in one place. It's really cool. The other thing is I can share this notebook with people. So if I'm on a group project and I have some notes that I want to show my classmates, I can just use this, send them a link to it. And I can even create a notebook where they can come in and put stuff in the notebook too and change the notes around. So very powerful tool. I really wish that I'd had something like this when I first started college, because by the end of it, you'd have a huge supply of notes and quotations and things from your classes, and you could have it all in one place. Now, it doesn't matter if you're on a Macintosh, a PC. You can even access these from your phone, your tablet, laptop, whatever. You can get on to anything with an internet connection. Basically, you can get onto this Evernote. There's apps for Android and iPhone, for example, and see your notes, enter new notes. You can even record lectures. Just a really, really powerful tool. So that's the first thing I'll show you. Let's go ahead and look at the Google Drive. So let's see if you go to google.com, you'll see it up here called Drive. Now basically the way this works is you create documents, PowerPoints, whatever, and then you can collaborate with other people on them, or you could just use it all yourself. You can go to Create. Now if you create a folder, what that does, you can let people drop in stuff. If they have pictures, graphics, different kinds of files, you can use that. But for our purposes, we probably just want to do the good old-fashioned document. So I'll click that. It opens this, and you probably want to put a title on it first. Let's just call this Essay Collaboration Number 1. And it works just like Microsoft Word, basically. You start putting in your notes here, or your text. I like to always start my documents with an outline. So we can open this up, and since we don't really know what we're going to be writing yet, we could just keep it very generic starting out. Okay, something like this. Now let's say we get this far. We can click on Share. And down here where it says Invite People, you can type in the email addresses of your group, or you could do the same thing up here. You could just send them this link if you want to. The only thing is you need to make sure that they can edit the document. So if I typed in an email address there, let's say I wanted for some reason myself to do it, I can just click Can Edit. So when I come in or your friends come in, they'll be able to make changes to the document. If you want to do it this way, that's fine, but just remember to come up here and say anyone with a link can edit it. Not quite as private as this solution, though. So something to think about if it's something personal, you don't want to put it on the web so anybody can read it, okay? Okay, so we're done with that. Now what's cool is when those other people come in, it's all live. So if let's say I had somebody named Chuck working on the document with me, when he logs into this, when he gets that link, he logs in, it'll show up here. Chuck's in the document. So when he's typing, his typing will show up in real time. You'll be able to see him typing. And his text will be a different color, so I can easily see what he did, what is he doing, what am I doing. You don't have to worry about two people at the same time. It's just fine. You can bring the whole group could all be here working together. It's really awesome. And what else is cool I can click here on File, see Revision History. And this is going to show me all the different versions of the document. So ever so often, this Google Drive will save the document, and you'll be able to go back and see the earlier versions and also who made the changes. So let's say it's only me here now, but I might have Matt here. Maybe there's somebody named Kevin that came in, made some changes, John. So I could see when they logged in, the changes they made, and I'd actually be able to click on them and see the different changes. I could actually see the changes that they made. So you can see here more detailed revisions. We could really get specific here about these changes. So that's useful in collaboration because sometimes you feel like, well, Kevin didn't do anything on the document. He was really lazy. Didn't make any changes. Well, you talk to him, he says, actually, I made lots of changes. So if you didn't believe him, you could click here on this, see revision history, and it would show Kevin there, and you could be able to click on it and see whether, if he doesn't show up at all, obviously he did nothing. But if you clicked on it and you saw lots of changes, well, you were wrong. So that's really cool. Also with this tool, if you don't want to actually, write in the document, you can just make a comment. So I could highlight this and click on comments up here. Let's see, where is it there? Whoops. Well, here it is. Insert comment. Now over there you see what happened. It brings up something on the side of the document. And you could say something like, I'm not sure what to do here. And you see it keeps my name on it. So when Kevin or John comes in, they can see the comments that I made on it. They can also click reply there and answer the question if it's a question. Or they could, if they feel like they've addressed it, maybe I said, we need to come up with an introduction. So Kevin comes in and does that. Then he can say resolve, and it makes the comment go away. So that's a nice way to communicate. You don't always want to be in here messing around. Sometimes, if you're not sure what to do, you could just make some comments. That's also very useful for the peer reviews as well. So that's basically that. And then when you're ready to save this, you can download it as a docx, Microsoft Word, basically. Got these other formats. I don't know why you would mess with them. Docx is fine. Now, in addition to that, you can also make PowerPoints together using this tool, presentation. You can make a spreadsheet, basically like Excel. The form is probably, it's kind of beyond us at this point, but if you want to set up a survey or a quiz or something, you could use that. And then the drawing is just what it sounds like. You could make a drawing and share it. And so that's just a really powerful tool. Now, the last one I'll show you is called TitanPad, and it's very similar to the Google Drive. You just create public pad, and it opens this up, and you could just start typing in this. You probably want to delete this first and start typing your essay in here. And you notice it's saving my text as kind of a turquoise background. So what's cool about this, I can click on invite, and same sort of deal. I can copy this link here and email it to people, or I can send them an email invitation. So once they get the link, then they can come in here and start working on this. So it's a very powerful tool. The only thing with this is it's a little bit trickier. You can save this. You just have to remember how to get back to it. When you want to export it, though, it's basically the same thing as before. You save it as a Microsoft Word document. So again, these are very nice tools to use if you want to have multiple people working on it at the same time. Now, what's really, though, awesome about this tool is it actually makes a movie. See this? Look at that. So you could have all your group working on the documents over the course of a week, let's say. And then when you're done with it, you could actually play this thing, and it would speed it up, and you'd be able to see all the whole document coming together, as everybody did their part. And that's pretty awesome to look at. It's just really, really cool. It's really neato. Anyway, that's titanpad.com. And you notice all of this is free. Doesn't cost you anything to use. I guess there's one other thing I should show you. I forgot to mention earlier. And that's so this is google.com. It's right next to Drive. You have the calendar. And what's cool about this is you can create a special calendar just for your project. So where it says My Calendars, create a new calendar, call it Essay Number 1 Group or Collaboration Calendar, whatever. And then you can also, once you create it, you can come in here and say, share the calendar. And then other people can come in and look at the events you've got scheduled, the meetings and everything. So you don't have to worry about everyone recording all these separate dates in separate places. Main thing is, if you just email people, there's a lot of potential for confusion. You might email them and with a version of the document, and then Kevin makes some changes to it. Kevin mails it to John, and you want to work on it, but you don't know which who's made changes to what's the latest version. Pretty soon you just got a big mess. So these tools like Google Drive and the Titan Pad I showed you will get around that problem. There's another one called Dropbox. A lot of people use this as well. I don't. It's not necessarily any better or worse than the other ones. Basically, what this one does, though, you just create the documents using Word or whatever you want to use, and then it creates a Dropbox for you online. You can sign into it and have all your stuff in one place. So you don't have to worry about, again, emailing things back and forth or trying to keep up with thumb drives or anything. Everything's just online for you. That's Dropbox. You probably used something like this before. Anyway, I think that's plenty enough tools to get you started. I'd love to know if you have other tools that you use to collaborate with online. Please share those with us. Love to hear more. And any advice you have about how to use these tools in ways I didn't show. Anyway, thank you very much, and good luck with your collaborations.